Mr. Anderson, we need your cooperation to ensure not only your family's safety, but potentially the safety of our entire planet. Ryan's mind reeled. He had suspected they were being watched, but this was beyond anything he'd imagined. As the implications sank in, he realized his fight to give his daughters, Nara and Liana, a normal life had just become infinitely more complicated. "What do you want from us?" he asked, his voice hoarse. Agent Reeves leaned forward, his expression grave. "For now, we need you to continue as you have been, but we'll be increasing surveillance and protective measures. And, Mr. Anderson, be prepared. The day may come when we need to move your family to a more secure location." As Ryan left the conference room, his head spinning with this new information, he caught sight of Nara and Liana through the classroom window. They were laughing, their blue skin glowing softly as Karen, Ryan's partner, showed them how to make origami cranes. In that moment, Ryan made a silent vow. No matter what forces were arrayed against them, human or alien, he would find a way to give his daughters the life they deserved. 3 years had passed since Ryan's fateful meeting with Agent Reeves. Life had settled into an uneasy routine. The twins, now 8 years old, had made progress in controlling their abilities, though incidents still occurred. Ryan and Karen's relationship had deepened, united by their shared commitment to protecting Nara and Liana. On a crisp autumn evening, Ryan stood in the backyard, watching the girls practice their powers under Karen's watchful eye. Nara lifted small objects with increasing precision, while Liana created intricate patterns of light that danced in the air. A sudden gust of wind scattered leaves across the lawn, bringing with it a familiar sense of unease. Before he could react, a shimmering distortion appeared behind the twins. It solidified into a tall, ethereal figure with blue skin and intricate facial markings, unmistakably of the same species as Nara and Liana. "Your time of hiding is at an end," the figure intoned in a musical voice. Chaos erupted. Karen rushed to shield the girls as the alien extended its hand toward the twins. A pulse of energy erupted from its palm, enveloping Nara and Liana in a bubble of shimmering light. "No!" Ryan roared, hurling himself at the barrier, but he bounced off, sprawling across the grass. The alien turned its gaze to him, its violet eyes filled with pity and resolve. "Fear not, Guardian. Theirs must return to fulfill their destiny. All will be explained." There was a blinding flash of light, and when his vision cleared, the alien and the twins were gone. The next few hours passed in a blur. Government operatives descended on the house, questioning Ryan and Karen relentlessly, but it was clear they were just as blindsided. Agent Reeves entered the kitchen, his face grim. "We've received a transmission," he said, showing them a video on a tablet. Nara and Liana stood in an ornate chamber, flanked by regal-looking aliens. They appeared unharmed, but their expressions were a mixture of confusion and awe. A dignified alien figure addressed the camera. "People of Earth, I am High Counselor Zara of the Astrian Empire. The children you know as Nara and Liana are in fact the rightful heirs to our throne. They must return to bring peace to our war-torn empire." Ryan's mind raced. The pieces were falling into place. The girls' extraordinary abilities, the constant surveillance. But one thing remained clear. He had to get his daughters back. "I'm going after them," Ryan declared. "Those are my children." Karen stepped forward, her eyes blazing with determination. "Our children. And I'm coming too." Alarms blared. Outside, the sky lit up with an eerie green glow as a massive ship hovered over their neighborhood. Agent Reeves growled, "Slave traders. They must have tracked the Astrian transmission." Amidst the chaos, Ryan and Karen were rushed into a secure underground bunker. There they found Dr. Chin, the xenobiologist who had first examined the twins. "We've been preparing for this possibility for years," Dr. Chin said, leading them to a sleek spacecraft. "This ship is capable of interstellar travel. It's our only hope of reaching Astria before the slave traders do." Ryan's astronaut training kicked in. How long to prep for launch? Dr. Chin smiled grimly. "It's ready now." As Ryan and Karen strapped in, Agent Reeves appeared at the entrance. "This is against every protocol we have," he growled. "But bring them home safe." The ship rocketed into space, leaving the chaos of the alien invasion behind. Ryan focused on the coordinates Dr. Chin had provided. Somewhere across the vast expanse of space, Nara and Liana were waiting. As they approached Astrian space, a massive battle unfolded. The slave traders had launched a full-scale invasion, clashing with the Astrian defense fleet. "We're small and fast," Ryan said. "If we time it right, we can slip through." What followed was the most harrowing flight of Ryan's life. He weaved through explosions and debris, narrowly avoiding enemy fire. Finally, they broke through the battle lines, the gleaming spires of the Astrian capital visible below. But their relief was short-lived. A slave trader ship had noticed their approach. In a daring maneuver, Ryan evaded the pursuer, causing it to crash in flames as they landed in front of the royal palace. Nara and Lyanna rushed to meet them, their faces alight with joy. Ryan swept them into his arms, tears streaming down his face. But their reunion was interrupted by High Counselor Zara. "You traversed half the galaxy for them," she said, incredulous. "They're my daughters," Ryan replied. "I'd go to the ends of the universe for them." Inside the palace, Ryan and Karen learned the full truth. The Astrian Empire was on the brink of civil war, and Nara and Lyanna were seen as the only hope for reuniting the fractured society. "They're just children," Karen protested. "How can you expect them to rule an empire?" An elderly Astrian, Theron, stepped forward. "They would not rule alone. I am their grandfather, and I will guide them." Nara and Lyanna, listening intently, exchanged a look. "We understand our duty," Nara said solemnly. "But Earth is our home, too. We want to help our people, but we can't abandon our life on Earth." After hours of debate, a compromise was reached. The twins would split their time between Earth and Astria, learning both human and Astrian ways. When they turned 18, they would decide where their future lay. The battle to repel the slave traders was epic, with Ryan piloting a hybrid craft that combined Earth and Astrian technology. At a critical moment, Nara and Lyanna activated an ancient planetary defense system, turning the tide. In the aftermath, under the light of Astria's 3 moons, Ryan proposed to Karen. "Yes," she said, pulling him into a joyful embrace. In the years that followed, the family found a new kind of normal, splitting their time between 2 worlds. On their 18th birthday, Nara and Lyanna made their decision. "We'll rule Astria," Nara announced, "but we'll do it our way, building bridges between our 2 homes." Ryan and Karen exchanged proud glances. Whatever challenges lay ahead, they would face them together, as a family that spanned the stars. As Nara and Lyanna began their dual lives, balancing their responsibilities as the heirs to the Astrian throne with their human upbringing, Ryan and Karen witnessed their daughter's transformation. Each day brought new challenges, diplomatic negotiations, learning the intricacies of Astrian politics, and mastering their innate powers. The twins took to these tasks with grace and determination, surprising even the most experienced members of the Astrian court. Astria's capital, with its towering crystalline structures and vibrant, luminescent gardens, was a stark contrast to their simple life on Earth. The palace was filled with the hustle of courtiers, scientists, and diplomats, all eager to see the return of the princesses. Nara, with her keen strategic mind, often met with the High Council, suggesting reforms that bridged Astrian traditions with progressive Earth ideologies. Lyanna, meanwhile, focused on the cultural and technological exchanges between the 2 worlds, fostering deeper connections with Earth. Ryan and Karen supported them every step of the way, navigating their own roles within the Astrian royal court. Ryan's background as an astronaut made him an invaluable asset in space-related negotiations, and Karen's experience in education and her level-headed nature earned her the respect of Astrian officials. Together, they formed a bridge between the 2 cultures. Despite the growing political complexities, Ryan never lost sight of his original goal, protecting his daughters. In quiet moments, he would reflect on how much they had grown. Nara's leadership was already becoming legendary, while Lyanna's creativity and compassion had won the hearts of both Astrians and humans alike. But he also knew that their journey was far from over. Just as the Astrian Empire began to stabilize under the leadership of Nara and Lyanna, new dangers emerged. While the slave traders had been defeated, a powerful rebel faction, still loyal to the former coup leaders, began to stir trouble in the outer regions of the empire. The rebels rejected the return of the twin heirs, believing the throne should be claimed by military might rather than lineage. The tensions culminated when a message was intercepted. The rebel leader, a former Astrian general named Varric, had amassed a formidable fleet and was planning to attack the capital. His forces were equipped with stolen technology, both Astrian and Earth-based, making him a dire threat. High Counselor Zara convened an emergency meeting with Ryan, Karen, and the twins. "This conflict could tear the empire apart," Zara warned. "We must act quickly." Nara, now more accustomed to the weight of leadership, proposed a bold plan. We need to win this through diplomacy, not violence. If we can reach out to Varric's inner circle, perhaps we can find a peaceful solution. But Lyanna, sensing the imminent danger, shook her head. We can't take that risk. We need to be ready to fight, but fight smart. Use the best of what Earth and Astria have to offer. The room fell silent as Ryan weighed in. Both approaches have merit, he said, but we need to assume the worst. I'll lead the defense forces with Karen's help, while you two work on swaying those who may still be loyal to the Empire. With the plan set, the family braced themselves for what could be the greatest battle of their lives. As Varric's forces advanced, Nara and Lyanna embarked on a diplomatic mission to the outer colonies, using their knowledge of both Astrian politics and human psychology to win over key allies. The twins' ability to connect with others on a deep, emotional level proved invaluable. Nara's sharp intellect helped her navigate tense negotiations, while Lyanna's empathy and warmth softened even the most hardened rebel leaders. Meanwhile, Ryan and Karen worked tirelessly with the Astrian defense forces to prepare for the inevitable confrontation. Ryan's expertise in space combat and piloting gave him an edge, and he quickly earned the respect of the Astrian military. Karen, drawing on her ability to think on her feet, helped organize evacuation plans and humanitarian aid for civilians caught in the crossfire. When Varric's fleet finally arrived, it was met by a united front. Ryan, piloting the hybrid craft he had flown in the previous battle, led the defense forces in a coordinated attack that utilized the strengths of both Earth and Astrian technologies. Karen, stationed on the ground, ensured that the capital's defenses held, while managing the evacuation of key government officials and civilians. The battle was fierce. Varric's forces had the advantage of surprise and sheer numbers, but Ryan's strategic mind turned the tide. Using asteroid fields and planetary debris to his advantage, he led Varric's fleet into a trap. At the same time, Nara and Lyanna's diplomatic efforts paid off. Several rebel factions, swayed by the twins' vision for a peaceful and prosperous empire, turned against Varric at the last moment, joining the Astrian forces. With his fleet in disarray, Varric was forced to flee. The rebellion had been quashed, but Ryan and Karen knew that the threat was not over. Varric had escaped, and as long as he remained free, the Empire would never truly be safe. After the battle, Nara and Lyanna were celebrated as heroes, their bravery and wisdom solidifying their place as the rightful heirs to the throne. But the victory came with a heavy price. Many lives were lost, and the scars of war ran deep throughout the Empire. The twins, now nearing their 18th birthday, had to make their long-awaited decision. The royal court gathered in the palace, awaiting their announcement. Nara, always the more serious and thoughtful of the two, spoke first. We've seen what it means to lead an empire, and we understand the responsibility that comes with it. But we've also seen the strength that Earth can offer. We believe that the future of Astria lies in cooperation, not isolation. Lyanna stepped forward, her voice steady. We've decided to continue ruling Astria, but we'll do it in a way that builds bridges between our two homes. Earth and Astria have so much to learn from each other, and we want to be the link that brings them together. The court erupted in applause. The twins had made their choice, and it was clear that under their leadership, Astria would enter a new era, one of unity and peace. With their decision made, Nara and Lyanna continued their work as the heirs to the Astrian throne, but they never lost touch with their Earth roots. They spent half their time on Earth, learning about human cultures and sharing Astrian knowledge, while the other half was spent ruling Astria alongside their grandfather, Theron. Ryan and Karen, now officially married, embraced their new roles in this interplanetary life. Karen took on a role of ambassador, traveling between the two worlds, while Ryan used his expertise to help develop new technologies that would benefit both planets. As Nara and Lyanna grew into their roles as leaders, they did so with the strength of their family behind them. The bond they shared with Ryan and Karen never wavered, even as their responsibilities grew. Together, they faced challenges, celebrated victories, and mourned losses. Their story had started as a family struggling to find their place in a universe filled with danger and mystery. Now they were a family that spanned the stars, leading not just one world, but two. The decision by Nara and Lyanna to rule Astria, while maintaining ties with Earth, ushered in an era of unprecedented collaboration between the two planets. The Astrian-Human Alliance, as it came to be known, became a symbol of unity, technological innovation, and shared knowledge. The twins, with their dual heritage, were the ideal ambassadors for this new age. Nara, with her deep understanding of diplomacy and politics, spearheaded efforts to create a governing body that allowed representatives from both planets to collaborate on issues that affected them both, ranging from space exploration to scientific research. Lyanna, with her passion for culture and technology, focused on bridging the social and technological gaps between the two worlds. She organized cultural exchanges, oversaw educational programs, and helped Earth scientists integrate Astrian technologies. Ryan and Karen, too, found their places in this new world order. Ryan's piloting and astronaut expertise were invaluable in helping Earth space agencies build vessels capable of interstellar travel. Karen, now a prominent diplomat, helped foster relations between the two civilizations, using her down-to-earth approach to build trust and understanding. But with such rapid progress came new challenges. Integrating two worlds with vastly different histories, cultures, and technologies was not easy. Some factions on both planets resisted the changes, fearing the loss of their unique identities. On Earth, certain governments worried about Astria's advanced technology and its implications for global power dynamics. On Astria, traditionalists who had once supported Varric questioned whether humans should be involved in their affairs at all. Nara and Lyanna worked tirelessly to mediate these tensions, but even they felt the strain. Their roles as rulers and diplomats left little time for themselves, and the weight of their responsibilities grew heavier each day. Yet they remained determined, knowing that the future of both worlds depended on their success. Though Varric's rebellion had been crushed, he remained a looming threat. His escape after the battle left a dark cloud over the Astrian Empire, and reports of his movements surfaced from time to time. Now a fugitive, Varric had allied himself with rogue mercenaries and remnants of the slave traders. His goal was clear: to reclaim power by any means necessary and to destroy the alliance Nara and Lyanna had worked so hard to build. The twins, always aware of this threat, began to intensify their security measures. Ryan, now a seasoned strategist, worked closely with the Astrian military to track Varric's movements. Karen used her diplomatic connections to gather intelligence, but Varric was elusive, always one step ahead of their efforts. One fateful day, a warning came from an unexpected source. A former rebel commander, who had defected after the battle, approached Nara and Lyanna with alarming news. Varric had acquired powerful alien technology from a distant warlike race known as the Drakari. This technology, if unleashed, could destabilize both Earth and Astria. The twins immediately convened a meeting with their advisors, Ryan and Karen. The room was filled with tension as they discussed the new threat. "We can't let Varric use this technology," Nara said, her tone firm. "It could destroy everything we've built." Ryan nodded. "We'll need to act fast. If he's aligned with the Drakari, we're not just dealing with a rogue faction anymore. This could escalate into a galactic war." Lyanna, always the optimist, leaned forward. "There has to be a way to stop him before it's too late. Maybe we can negotiate with the Drakari, show them that Varric is using them for his own gain." Karen placed a hand on Lyanna's shoulder. "It's worth a try, but we can't take any chances. We need to be prepared for a fight." With a heavy heart, Nara gave the order. "We'll do everything we can to stop Varric peacefully, but if it comes to war, we'll be ready." The Drakari were a formidable and secretive race, known throughout the galaxy for their technological superiority and ruthless conquest of weaker civilizations. If Varric had truly allied with them, the consequences could be devastating. Lyanna took the lead in attempting diplomacy, reaching out to the Drakari leadership in hopes of preventing a full-scale conflict. She traveled to their homeworld with a small delegation, leaving Nara to manage the growing unrest in Astria and on Earth. The Drakari capital was an imposing fortress of steel and dark glass, its architecture reflecting the cold efficiency of its inhabitants. Lyanna, undeterred by their intimidating presence, met with the Drakari High Commander, a stern figure named Zorik. "We come in peace," Lyanna began, her voice steady. "Varric is using your people for his own ends. He doesn't care about your interests, only his own thirst for power." Zorik's expression remained unreadable. "And what does your alliance offer us, Princess of Astria? Why should we trust the word of a ruler who has yet to prove herself?" Lyanna took a deep breath, choosing her words carefully. "What I offer is a partnership, one that benefits both of our worlds. The Astrian-Human Alliance seeks peace, not war. We have technologies and resources that could help the Drakari in ways Varric never could. Together, we could achieve far more than through conflict." For a long moment, Zorik said nothing, his piercing eyes studying Lyanna. Finally he spoke. "Your words are bold, young one, but actions speak louder. If you truly wish to forge a partnership, then you must first prove your worth on the battlefield. Liona's heart sank. She had hoped to avoid violence, but it was clear that the Drakari only respected strength. "What do you propose?" she asked, trying to hide her apprehension. Zorik smiled, a cold, calculating expression. "We will face Varric's forces together. If you survive, we will consider your offer. If not, well, then the alliance dies with you." With no other option, Lina returned to Astria to prepare for the impending confrontation. She and Nara worked closely with Ryan, Karen, and their military advisors to devise a strategy that would allow them to defeat Varric and his Drakari allies. The final battle took place on a desolate planet on the outskirts of Astrian space. Varric's forces, bolstered by Drakari warships, clashed with the combined might of the Astrian-Human alliance. Ryan, once again at the helm of his hybrid craft, led the aerial assault, while Nara and Lina commanded the ground forces. The battle was brutal. Varric, armed with the advanced Drakari technology, was more dangerous than ever. But Nara and Lina had learned from their past experiences. Working in perfect harmony, they used their unique abilities to turn the tide of the battle. Nara's strategic mind and Lina's intuitive grasp of technology allowed them to outmaneuver Varric at every turn. At the height of the battle, Lina found herself face-to-face with Zorik, the Drakari High Commander. "This is your chance," she said, her voice ringing out over the chaos. "Join us and end this war." Zorik hesitated, his cold eyes narrowing. Then, with a nod, he gave the order. The Drakari forces turned on Varric's army, overwhelming them in a swift and decisive strike. Varric, realizing that his plan had failed, attempted to flee, but Ryan intercepted him, disabling his ship and bringing him to justice. With Varric's defeat, the rebellion was over. The Astrian-Human alliance had won the day, and the Drakari, impressed by Lina's courage and leadership, agreed to join the alliance. The war had ended, but the work of rebuilding was just beginning. Nara and Lina, now fully recognized as the rightful rulers of Astria, set to work restoring peace and stability to the empire. The Drakari, true to their word, became valuable allies, sharing their advanced technology with the alliance. Ryan and Karen, having once again saved their family and the galaxy, looked forward to a quieter life. They continued their roles as ambassadors and advisors, but they also made time for themselves and their family, knowing that they had earned a well-deserved rest. As the twins looked out over the rebuilt Astrian capital, its spires gleaming in the light of a new dawn, they knew that their journey was far from over. There'd always be new challenges, new threats, and new adventures. But with their family by their side and the strength of two worlds behind them, they were ready to face whatever the future might bring. And so, their greatest adventure continued, not just as rulers of an empire, but as the daughters of two worlds united in peace. With the Astrian-Human alliance firmly established, Nara and Lina realized that they needed to take their collaboration a step further. To ensure lasting peace among the galaxies, they envisioned the formation of a galactic council, a governing body composed of representatives from various planets and civilizations. This council would serve as a platform for dialogue, conflict resolution, and cooperative ventures. To initiate this ambitious project, Nara called for a summit at the Astrian capital, inviting dignitaries and leaders from across the galaxy. Among the invitees were the Drakari High Commander Zorik, representatives from Earth, and leaders from several lesser-known but influential worlds. The atmosphere buzzed with excitement and apprehension as the invitation reached distant stars. The summit was held in the Grand Hall of the capital, a magnificent structure adorned with symbols of unity and hope. As the guests arrived, the twins stood at the entrance, welcoming each leader and expressing their hopes for a brighter future. Lina took the stage first, her voice ringing clear through the assembly. "Today, we stand on the precipice of a new era. Our past has been marked by conflict and misunderstanding, but together, we can forge a future built on collaboration and respect. Let us create a council that values every voice, ensuring peace for all civilizations." Nara followed, emphasizing the importance of cooperation and shared goals. The Galactic Council will not just be a governing body. It will be a beacon of hope for generations to come. Together, we can tackle the challenges of the cosmos: exploration, resource management, and the preservation of peace. The response was overwhelmingly positive. Leaders shared their own stories of struggle and triumph, and discussions flourished. However, underlying tensions simmered. Old grudges and fears lingered, especially among those who had previously fought against each other. During a breakout session, an unexpected conflict arose between two representatives from neighboring systems. As voices rose and tempers flared, it became clear that the Council's success would depend on more than just goodwill. It would require careful mediation and understanding. Nara and Lyanna quickly intervened. Drawing from their experiences during the war, they initiated a dialogue between the two parties. "Let us focus on our common goals rather than our past grievances," Nara suggested. "What do we all desire for our future?" After hours of discussion, the representatives found common ground, and the tension slowly dissipated. By the end of the summit, they agreed to form the Galactic Council, setting the stage for further collaboration. With the Galactic Council established, Nara and Lyanna quickly realized that the journey ahead would not be smooth. Their first challenge came when news broke of a catastrophic event on a planet called Valoria, which had suffered a massive environmental disaster. The Valorians, a peaceful civilization known for their advanced ecological technologies, were struggling to survive as their atmosphere deteriorated. The Council convened urgently to address the crisis. Leaders from various planets debated the best course of action, but disagreements quickly emerged. Some representatives were hesitant to commit resources to aid Valoria, while others argued passionately for immediate assistance. Nara, frustrated by the lack of consensus, spoke up. "We cannot allow bureaucracy to hinder our response. Lives are at stake. We must act swiftly and decisively." Lyanna and I propose a coalition to provide immediate aid to Valoria, pooling resources from our respective worlds. Lyanna added, "We can send medical teams, engineers, and supplies to help restore their environment. This is not just a matter of survival for Valoria. It's an opportunity for us to demonstrate the strength of our alliance." Finally, after intense discussions, the Council voted to approve the aid mission, with most representatives agreeing to contribute resources. Nara and Lyanna organized the coalition, coordinating efforts across the Council's member planets. As the relief mission launched, they felt a renewed sense of purpose. Nara led a delegation of engineers and scientists, while Lyanna coordinated the medical teams. Ryan and Karen volunteered to help, eager to contribute to the cause. Upon arriving on Valoria, they were met with devastation. The planet's once lush landscapes were now barren, and the Valorian people faced dire conditions. The coalition quickly set up a temporary command center and began assessing the situation. The Valorian leader, an elderly woman named Elder Saran, welcomed them but expressed deep concern. "We appreciate your assistance, but our time is running out. The atmospheric degradation is accelerating. If we do not find a solution soon, we risk losing our planet forever." Nara and Lyanna set to work immediately, combining their knowledge and resources with Valorian technology. They discovered that the primary cause of the environmental disaster was a malfunctioning energy reactor that had released harmful pollutants into the atmosphere. To save Valoria, they needed to contain the reactor and initiate a restoration process. Working alongside the Valorian engineers, Nara coordinated the containment strategy, while Lyanna focused on developing a plan to cleanse the atmosphere. The clock was ticking as they raced against time. Just when it seemed they were making progress, a sudden earthquake shook the region, further destabilizing the area around the reactor. Panic erupted among the coalition members as they scrambled to maintain control. "Stay focused," Nara shouted, her voice cutting through the chaos. "We've trained for emergencies like this. We need to secure the area and ensure everyone's safety while we continue our work." Lyanna rallied the medical teams, ensuring they were prepared to handle any casualties. The bond they had forged with the Valorian people grew stronger as they worked together, united by a common goal. Amidst the turmoil, Nara discovered an unexpected ally in Elder Saran. The Elder's extensive knowledge of Valorian technology proved invaluable. Together, they developed a plan to stabilize the reactor, while Lyanna and the engineers worked tirelessly to create a cleansing agent that could restore the atmosphere. After days of hard work and cooperation, they executed their plan. Nara and Saran led a team to the reactor, carefully navigating the unstable terrain. As they reached the reactor, tension hung thick in the air. Every step was a reminder of the risks they faced. With precise calculations and coordination, they managed to secure the reactor and initiate the containment protocols. As the device hummed to life, they felt a wave of relief wash over them. Meanwhile, Lyanna's team released the cleansing agent into the atmosphere, watching as it began to neutralize the pollutants. Hours turned into days, and slowly, signs of recovery emerged. The skies began to clear, and Valoria's natural beauty started to re-emerge. The Valorian people, once hopeless, began to regain their strength and hope. At the summit of a nearby hill, Nura, Lina, Ryan, and Karen stood together, watching the transformation unfold. "We did it," Lina breathed, a sense of accomplishment filling the air. Nara smiled, her heart swelling with pride. "This is what our alliance is capable of. Together, we can overcome even the most daunting challenges." Elder Saran approached them, her eyes filled with gratitude. "Your bravery and determination have saved us. The bond we share is now stronger than ever. We will not forget what you have done for Valoria." With Valoria saved, the Galactic Council thrived. The successful mission strengthened the alliance, proving that cooperation could yield incredible results. The Valorians officially joined the council, eager to share their knowledge and learn from others. As the weeks turned into months, Nara and Lina continued to oversee the council's activities, establishing initiatives that addressed various issues, from interstellar trade to cultural exchange programs. The alliance became a model for others, and more planets sought to join the Galactic Council. However, amid the success, whispers of discontent persisted. Some factions still opposed the alliance, fearing that it would dilute their cultures or impose new regulations. Nara and Lina knew they needed to address these concerns to ensure long-lasting unity. They initiated a series of town hall meetings across the member planets, allowing voices from all walks of life to be heard. They listened to fears, aspirations, and hopes, forging a deeper connection with their constituents. This approach not only dispelled doubts, but also fostered a sense of community within the alliance. Meanwhile, Ryan and Karen focused on their diplomatic roles, working to strengthen ties with Earth. They organized joint missions, showcasing the benefits of cooperation between the two worlds. As public interest grew, the support for the alliance on Earth blossomed. Just when the Council seemed poised for further growth, a new threat emerged from the depths of space. Reports of an unknown fleet approaching the outer reaches of Astrian territory sent shockwaves through the alliance. The fleet displayed advanced technology that no known civilization possessed, causing panic among Council members. Nara and Lina convened an emergency meeting to address the situation. Tensions ran high as leaders debated the best course of action. Some advocated for immediate military action, while others urged caution and diplomacy. "I understand your concerns," Nara said, her voice calm but firm. "But we cannot rush into a conflict we don't fully understand. We need to gather intelligence and determine the intentions of this fleet." Lina nodded, adding, "Our first priority must be to protect our people and our worlds. We can send a diplomatic envoy to assess the situation while bolstering our defenses." With their plan in place, Nara and Lina prepared for what lay ahead. They selected a team of diplomats and military advisors, including Ryan and Karen, to accompany them. As they departed for the outer reaches, they were met with uncertainty and resolve. As the delegation approached the unknown fleet, they could feel the weight of anticipation in the air. The sleek, dark ships hovered ominously against the backdrop of stars, their designs unlike anything they had ever seen. Nara signaled to the crew to establish communication. After several tense moments, a transmission finally came through. A voice, deep and resonant, echoed through their ship. "This is Commander Thalan of the Zarkari Dominion. You are trespassing in our territory." The Council's diplomats exchanged worried glances. "We come in peace," Nara responded, striving to maintain composure. "We seek to understand your intentions and avoid conflict." "Peace?" Thalan's voice was skeptical. "You are outsiders. Your alliance is known to encroach upon the territories of others. Why should we trust you?" Lina, sensing the gravity of the situation, interjected. "We're not here to take anything from you. We seek cooperation, mutual respect, and understanding. We wish to know how we can coexist." The Zarkari ships shifted, and for a moment, there was silence. Then Thalan spoke again. "You may enter our space, but know this, we do not tolerate betrayal. You will be under constant scrutiny." With a cautious nod, Nara agreed to their terms. The delegation was allowed to land on a Zarkari outpost, a sprawling complex that pulsed with advanced technology. As they stepped out, the atmosphere was thick with uncertainty. The Zarkari outpost was a marvel of engineering, with towering structures and a busy marketplace filled with unfamiliar sights and sounds. The delegation was greeted by Zarkari officials, their armor gleaming and their expressions inscrutable. During their meetings, Nara and Lina focused on establishing rapport. They learned that the Zarkari were highly protective of their territory and culture, having experienced invasions from hostile factions in the past. Their isolation stemmed from a desire to safeguard their way of life. Your alliance represents a new paradigm, Commander Thalon said during one tense discussion. But can you assure us that you will respect our sovereignty? Nara nodded, her resolve unwavering. We understand your concerns. Our goal is not to dominate, but to create a network of support and understanding among civilizations. We can help each other address common threats, such as resource scarcity and external aggressions. Slowly, the Zarkari began to lower their defenses. The delegation shared stories of their own struggles, fostering empathy and understanding. They discussed the potential benefits of collaboration, from shared technology to mutual protection against common enemies. After days of dialogue, a breakthrough occurred. The Zarkari leaders agreed to join the Galactic Council as observers, recognizing the potential for cooperation. It was a significant step, and both sides celebrated the newfound connection. Just as Nara and Lyanna returned to Astria, triumphant from their negotiations with the Zarkari, an alarming message arrived from the Galactic Council. A coalition of hostile factions had united, viewing the Council as a threat to their power. They were planning an attack on the Alliance, aiming to disrupt the newly formed relationships. Why didn't we see this coming? Nara exclaimed, pacing the council chamber. We need to prepare our defenses and inform our allies. Lyanna remained calm, her analytical mind racing through possibilities. We must act swiftly and gather intelligence. If we can identify their weaknesses, we can counter their plans. Ryan, ever the strategist, spoke up. We can deploy reconnaissance ships to gather data on their movements. At the same time, we can bolster our defenses across key locations. With the council members united in purpose, they set their plans in motion. In the days that followed, the Alliance worked tirelessly to fortify their defenses, mobilizing fleets and preparing for what could become the greatest battle in their shared history. As the hostile coalition approached the Astrian system, tension gripped the Alliance. Nara and Lyanna gathered their top advisors, formulating a battle plan that would allow them to defend their worlds effectively. We have an opportunity to showcase the strength of our alliance, Nara declared. But we need to be strategic. If we can draw them into our territory, we can use our knowledge of the environment to our advantage. Lyanna nodded, her expression resolute. We need to coordinate with the Zarkari forces. Their advanced technology could turn the tide in our favor. The council convened an emergency session with Zarkari leaders, who arrived with a fleet of ships, their commanders eager to defend against a common threat. Together, they devised a comprehensive strategy, combining forces to create a united front. The Alliance prepared for battle, each member playing a critical role. As ships were deployed and defenses fortified, a sense of camaraderie and determination grew among the members. They were no longer just representatives of separate worlds. They were part of something greater, a united force ready to defend their shared values. The day of reckoning arrived, and the skies above Astria darkened as the hostile coalition descended. Nara, Lyanna, Ryan, and Karen stood on the command deck of their flagship, a sense of resolve washing over them as they prepared for the battle ahead. Remember our purpose, Nara said, addressing the crew and allies gathered around them. We fight not just for our worlds, but for the future of the Galactic Council. We will show them the strength of our unity. As the enemy fleet emerged from hyperspace, chaos erupted. Laser fire lit up the dark expanse of space, and the Alliance forces moved into position, executing their carefully crafted plan. Ryan piloted their ship with precision, weaving through enemy fire as they engaged in combat. Lyanna coordinated the tactics from the command center, relaying crucial information to the fleet and ensuring everyone was on the same page. Focus fire on their flanks. We need to create openings for our allies. The battle raged on, the intensity rising as casualties mounted. But the Alliance held strong, their combined efforts pushing back against the enemy forces. The Zarkari ships, with their advanced technology, began to turn the tide, striking down enemy vessels with efficiency. Just as victory seemed within reach, a massive enemy warship emerged, dwarfing the surrounding vessels. Its weaponry unleashed a devastating barrage, targeting the heart of the Alliance fleet. Brace for impact, Nara shouted, gripping the controls. We need to take that ship down before it can wreak havoc on our forces. Ryan maneuvered their ship, dodging blasts and positioning themselves for a strategic strike. I can get us close enough for a direct hit. Just give me the order. Lyanna nodded, her heart racing. Do it. We can't let them have the upper hand. With unwavering determination, Ryan piloted their ship toward the massive enemy warship. As they closed in, the crew worked tirelessly, preparing the ship's weapons for a direct assault. Target their shield generators. Nara commanded, her voice cutting through the tension. If we can disable their shields, we can land a critical blow. As they neared the warship, the crew focused on their task, sweat pouring down their brows. The enemy ship's defenses were formidable, but Ryan's piloting skills and the crew's resolve combined to navigate the barrage of fire. No, Lina shouted, and Ryan unleashed a volley of laser fire. The shots struck true, disabling the warship's shields. Cheers erupted on the command deck, but there was no time to celebrate. The enemy ship retaliated, returning fire with a massive cannon that lit up the space around them. Ryan swerved, narrowly avoiding the blast. We need to get in closer for a final strike. Prepare for boarding, Nara ordered, knowing the stakes. If we can breach their ship, we can take out their command structure and cripple their forces. With the shields down, the crew readied their boarding craft. As they approached the enemy warship, they felt the weight of their mission. Nara, Ryan, and Lina led the charge, breaching the hull and storming onto the ship's deck. The enemy warship was a labyrinth of corridors and rooms, its interior stark and metallic. As they fought their way through, they encountered fierce resistance from enemy soldiers, but the Alliance team pressed on, fueled by their determination to protect their worlds. Nara's strategic mind guided them through the chaos. We need to find the command center. That's where we can end this. With every encounter, they grew more synchronized as a team. Ryan's combat skills complemented Nara's tactics, and Lina's knowledge of technology helped them disable traps and security systems. Finally, they burst into the command center, facing the enemy commander, a fierce warrior with a reputation for ruthlessness. You think you can defeat me here? He sneered, drawing his weapon. Nara stepped forward, her voice steady. We're not just fighting for ourselves. We're fighting for unity. Surrender now, and we can end this bloodshed. The commander laughed, a cruel sound. You think you can intimidate me with words? I will not yield. With no choice left, the battle erupted. Ryan and Nara fought side by side, their movements fluid and instinctual. Lina provided cover, using her knowledge of the ship's systems to manipulate the environment in their favor. As the fight raged on, it became clear that the tide was turning. The enemy commander, though formidable, underestimated the strength of their unity. With a final push, Nara and Ryan disarmed him, forcing him to the ground. It's over, Nara declared, breathing heavily. You can either join us in peace or face the consequences of your actions. With the enemy commander captured, the remaining forces of the coalition surrendered, realizing they could no longer win. The Alliance celebrated their hard-won victory, but they knew this was just the beginning. In the aftermath, Nara and Lina organized a council meeting to address the future of the Galactic Council and the newly captured forces. They were determined to turn their victory into an opportunity for lasting peace. Now is the time to extend our hand to those who once opposed us, Nara said, addressing the council. We have shown our strength, but true power lies in forgiveness and understanding. We must integrate these factions into the council, offering them a chance to work alongside us for a brighter future. Lina added, we can learn from our enemies and create a council that is truly representative of all voices in the galaxy. Together, we can forge a path forward, ensuring that conflicts like this do not arise again. The council members agreed, recognizing the importance of healing old wounds and building bridges. They established a framework for dialogue with the captured factions, opening the door for discussions on cooperation and integration. As the council began this new chapter, Nara and Lina stood together, reflecting on the journey they had undertaken. They had fought for their worlds, forged an alliance, and united against a common threat. Now they were on the brink of something greater, a galaxy that could thrive on collaboration and understanding. With the Galactic Council solidified and new members welcomed, Nara and Lina focused on creating initiatives that would promote unity among civilizations. They established programs for cultural exchange, scientific collaboration, and resource sharing, fostering a sense of belonging among the diverse worlds. The Zarkari, once wary, became vital contributors, sharing their advanced technologies and insights. Together, they embarked on joint ventures that benefited all member planets, from environmental restoration projects to joint exploration missions. As they traveled to various planets to meet with leaders and citizens, Nara and Lina witnessed the fruits of their labor. People from different backgrounds worked together, building friendships and creating bonds that transcended their differences. One day, while visiting a remote colony, Nara encountered a group of children playing a game that combined elements from their respective cultures. It was a moment that filled her heart with hope, a sign that the future was bright and that the legacy of unity was taking root. Back on Astria, Nara and Liana received word of a new generation of leaders emerging across the galaxy. Young activists and diplomats, inspired by the Galactic Council's vision, sought to make their voices heard and continue the work of peace and cooperation. As years passed, Nara and Liana became revered figures, not just as leaders but as symbols of hope. They often reflected on their journey, recognizing that their success was rooted in their commitment to understanding and empathy. During a council meeting, they stood before the assembly, addressing the gathered leaders. "We have come a long way, but our work is far from over," Nara declared. "We must continue to nurture the bonds we have created, ensuring that future generations inherit a galaxy of peace." Liana added, "Let us embrace the unknown, exploring new frontiers together. As we venture into the cosmos, may we carry with us the lessons learned and the spirit of unity that has brought us this far." With renewed purpose, the Council set forth on ambitious projects, exploring distant worlds and deepening ties among civilizations. They faced new challenges, but together, they tackled them head-on, embodying the spirit of collaboration that defined their journey. As Nara and Liana gazed at the stars from their home on Astria, they knew that the future was bright. The legacy of their unity would echo through the ages, inspiring generations to come. And so, the story of the Galactic Council continued, a testament to the power of hope, resilience, and the unbreakable bonds forged in the face of adversity. As the Galactic Council flourished, a shadow began to loom on the horizon. Reports of an enigmatic force, the Harak, started circulating among the council members. This faction, shrouded in secrecy, had been destabilizing neighboring systems and disrupting trade routes. Nara and Liana convened an emergency meeting with the council security advisors. "We cannot ignore these reports," Nara urged, her voice filled with concern. "If the Harak are as dangerous as rumored, we must prepare ourselves." Liana nodded, her analytical mind racing. "We should gather intelligence on their operations and motives. Understanding them will be key to formulating a strategy." Ryan, now a seasoned commander, chimed in. "I suggest sending reconnaissance teams to gather intel. We need to find out how they operate and what resources they possess." The council agreed, and plans were set in motion. Reconnaissance ships were dispatched to investigate the Harak's activities, while the council fortified defenses across their territories. Days turned into weeks, as the council awaited reports from their reconnaissance teams. Tensions ran high, with whispers of fear spreading among the member planets. The Harak were becoming a household name, synonymous with dread. Finally, the first report arrived. A small team had infiltrated a Harak outpost, capturing crucial data. Nara and Liana reviewed the findings in the council chamber. "They are technologically advanced, and their strategies are ruthless," Nara reported, scanning the documents. "But their numbers are limited, and they rely on ambush tactics to create chaos." Liana raised an eyebrow, her curiosity piqued. "If we can anticipate their movements and counter their strategies, we might have the upper hand. We need to turn their strengths into weaknesses." Ryan stood up, inspired. "What if we create decoy missions? If we can mislead them, we can draw them into a trap and neutralize their threat." The council members exchanged glances, contemplating the risks and rewards. After a lengthy discussion, they decided to move forward with Ryan's plan, setting the stage for a confrontation. As preparations began, the Alliance worked tirelessly to set up the perfect trap. Nara, Liana, and Ryan coordinated the logistics, ensuring that all ships were ready and that communication remained secure. "We'll use the trade routes as bait," Ryan explained during a briefing. "We'll simulate a convoy carrying valuable resources. When the Harak attack, we'll strike from all sides." Days passed in anticipation, and the tension was palpable. As the decoy convoy set off, the Alliance forces hid in the shadows, waiting for the Harak to take the bait. Finally, the moment arrived. The Harak fleet, sleek and intimidating, descended upon the convoy, their ambush tactics in full play. Nara signaled to the Alliance forces, and they sprang into action. The battle erupted in a frenzy of laser fire and explosions. The Alliance forces executed their strategy with precision, surrounding the Harak ships and cutting off their escape routes. "Now's our chance. Focus on their command ship." Nara shouted, her voice echoing over the comms. Ryan piloted their ship with exceptional skill, weaving through enemy fire as they targeted the Harak's command vessel. "I'm getting us in position," he called out, determination shining in his eyes. Lina coordinated the fleet from the command center, directing ships with military efficiency. "We can't let them regroup. Keep the pressure on." Despite their initial advantage, the Harak fought back fiercely, showcasing their advanced technology and combat prowess. The battle raged on, and the Alliance forces faced heavy resistance. Just when it seemed that the Alliance might falter, an unexpected ally emerged. A fleet of independent traders, who had suffered under Harak oppression, joined the fray, tipping the scales in favor of the Alliance. "Look, the traders are engaging the Harak," Ryan shouted, his eyes wide with hope. "They've come to help us." Nara felt a surge of optimism. "This is our moment. We can't let it slip away." With renewed vigor, the Alliance pressed forward. The Harak, caught off guard by the unexpected reinforcements, began to falter under the combined onslaught. "Now, concentrate fire on their command ship. We need to end this," Nara commanded, heart racing as the tide of battle shifted. As the Alliance forces closed in on the Harak command ship, Nara, Ryan, and Lina prepared to board it, determined to confront the enemy commander and bring an end to the chaos. With their ships alongside the Harak vessel, they breached the hull, entering the heart of the enemy ship. The interior was cold and sterile, a stark contrast to the chaos outside. "Stick together," Nara instructed, leading the charge. "We need to reach the command center." As they fought their way through the Harak's defenses, they encountered fierce resistance. The Harak warriors, trained for combat, fought with brutal efficiency. But the Alliance team was fueled by purpose, pressing forward with determination. Finally, they reached the command center. There, they faced the Harak commander, a figure draped in dark armor, exuding an air of authority. "You think you can defeat me?" he taunted, his voice dripping with disdain. "You are outnumbered and outmatched." Nara stepped forward, unwavering. "This isn't just about numbers. We fight for unity, and your tyranny ends here." The final confrontation erupted into chaos. Nara, Ryan, and Lina fought valiantly against the Harak commander, each strike resonating with the weight of their cause. "Your reign of terror is over," Nara shouted, her resolve unwavering as she clashed with the commander. Ryan fought alongside her, his agility and combat skills complementing her fierce determination. "We won't let you destroy our future," he declared, striking the commander with precision. Lina utilized her knowledge of the ship's systems, sabotaging their defenses and creating openings for her allies. "We have to end this before it escalates further," she urged, her voice filled with urgency. As the battle raged on, it became clear that their unity and shared purpose were stronger than the commander's ruthlessness. With a final decisive blow, Nara disarmed him, forcing him to the ground. "It's over," she declared, her chest heaving. "You can either surrender and join the Galactic Council or face justice for your actions." With the Harak commander captured and their forces routed, the Alliance celebrated a hard-won victory. But the battle had revealed the complexities of the galaxy, reminding them that peace was not easily achieved. In the aftermath, Nara and Lina addressed the Council, acknowledging the fragility of their hard-won unity. "We have shown that we can stand together against tyranny," Nara began, her voice strong. "But we must also seek to understand those we oppose." Lina added, "We need to extend our hand to those who have suffered under the Harak's rule. Healing will take time, but it's necessary if we want to build a lasting peace." The Council agreed, initiating programs to support the former Harak territories and engage in dialogue with those willing to join the Galactic Council. They aimed to transform adversaries into allies, fostering a culture of understanding and cooperation. As the Council worked to rebuild trust among the factions, Nara and Lina traveled to the liberated territories, meeting with the citizens and hearing their stories. In one particularly challenging visit, they encountered a group of former Harak soldiers who had been coerced into service. Nara listened as they shared their experiences, recognizing their fear and pain. "We didn't have a choice," one soldier admitted, his voice filled with regret. "We fought to survive, but we never wanted to harm others." Nara nodded, understanding the complexity of their situation. "You have a chance to be part of something greater now. The Galactic Council offers a path to redemption, where you can use your skills to protect rather than destroy." Lina spoke up, her voice empathetic. "We believe in second chances. Together, we can create a brighter future for all." With time, the former soldiers began to embrace the idea of cooperation, participating in rebuilding efforts and learning new trades. The council focused on creating opportunities for those affected by the conflict, striving to heal the wounds of war. Months passed, and the efforts of the council began to bear fruit. The former Harak territories saw new infrastructure and trade agreements forming, fostering economic growth and stability. As the council continued to expand its membership, they welcomed new representatives from the recently integrated factions. Nara and Lyanna stood before the assembly, addressing the gathered leaders. "Today marks a new chapter in our shared history," Nara declared, her voice filled with hope. "We have come together, united in purpose, and now we stand as allies, committed to a peaceful galaxy." Lyanna added, "Let us honor the lessons learned and work together to ensure that the past does not repeat itself. Our strength lies in our diversity, and we must embrace it." The assembly erupted in applause, a sign of solidarity among the diverse representatives. They embarked on collaborative initiatives, further enhancing their bonds and strengthening the Galactic Council. With newfound unity, the Galactic Council set its sights on exploration and innovation. They established missions to explore uncharted territories, seeking to expand their knowledge and foster cooperation beyond their existing borders. Nara and Lyanna spearheaded a project to send teams of scientists and explorers to distant worlds, aiming to uncover the mysteries of the universe while building relationships with other civilizations. As they prepared for their first expedition, Nara reflected on how far they had come. "This is an opportunity to create lasting connections," she said, her eyes shining with excitement. "We can learn from each other and grow as a galaxy." Lyanna nodded in agreement. Exploration has always been a catalyst for unity. By sharing our discoveries, we can foster a spirit of collaboration that transcends borders. With a sense of adventure, the Council launched their expedition, embarking on a journey into the unknown. Each team was tasked with documenting their findings, establishing connections with new civilizations, and sharing the principles of the Galactic Council. As the expeditions progressed, the Council encountered various civilizations, some friendly, others wary. In one instance, they met a technologically advanced species that had isolated itself due to past conflicts. During a diplomatic meeting, the leader of this species expressed skepticism. "We have no reason to trust outsiders. Your council has not experienced the depths of betrayal we have faced." Nara listened intently, understanding the pain behind their words. "We recognize that trust is earned, not given," she replied. "We seek to understand your past and learn from it. We hope to build a bridge, not a barrier." Lyanna added, "Together, we can rewrite our narratives. By sharing our stories, we can foster empathy and understanding." After much discussion, the species agreed to share their history, revealing the complexities of their conflicts. The Council offered support and resources, aiming to help them heal and reintegrate into the galactic community. The Council offered support and resources, aiming to help them heal and reintegrate into the galactic community. Back on Astria, the Council organized a summit, inviting representatives from various civilizations to share their experiences and foster dialogue. Nara and Lyanna believed that understanding each other's histories was vital for forging lasting bonds. The summit buzzed with energy as leaders exchanged stories of triumph and tragedy. It was a reminder of the shared struggles that connected them, reinforcing the importance of their mission. During one session, a leader spoke about the importance of preserving cultural heritage. "Our identities are intertwined with our histories," they said passionately. "If we do not honor our past, we risk losing ourselves." Nara and Lyanna listened, taking notes on the concerns raised. They realized that the Council needed to establish programs to support cultural preservation and appreciation among member civilizations. With renewed determination, the Council launched initiatives to promote cultural exchange, art, and history among civilizations. Festivals were organized, showcasing diverse traditions and fostering a sense of belonging. As Nara and Lyanna attended one such festival, they marveled at the vibrant tapestry of cultures. Dancers twirled in colorful garments, music filled the air, and laughter echoed through the streets. "This is what we envisioned," Nara said, her heart swelling with pride. "A galaxy where differences are celebrated." Lyanna nodded, her eyes shining. "This is our legacy. We are planting seeds of change that will grow for generations." As the festival continued, Nara and Lyanna took a moment to reflect on their journey, the battles fought, the alliances forged, and the peace achieved. They understood that the road ahead would not always be easy, but together, They were capable of overcoming any challenge. As the Galactic Council continued to thrive, Nara and Liana received word of new star systems being discovered beyond their known territory. Excitement filled the council chamber as they gathered to discuss the possibilities. "We stand on the brink of a new era," Nara announced, her voice filled with enthusiasm. "Exploration has the power to unite us further. We must venture into the stars, guided by our principles of cooperation." Liana shared her vision. "Let us send multi-species teams to explore these new systems. By working together, we can learn from each other and ensure that our mission of peace extends to the farthest reaches of the galaxy." The council unanimously agreed, launching a series of exploratory missions that would not only expand their knowledge but also strengthen their bonds. Months later, Nara, Liana, and Ryan prepared for the inaugural starbound expedition. They gathered with their crew, a diverse team representing various civilizations, united by their shared goals. As they launched into the cosmos, excitement buzzed through the ship. Nara stood at the helm, gazing at the stars. "This is just the beginning of our journey," she said, her heart filled with hope. Liana joined her, looking at the navigation screens. "Each star holds a story waiting to be discovered. Together, we will unveil the mysteries of the universe." As they traveled through uncharted space, they encountered breathtaking celestial phenomena and new worlds teeming with life. Each discovery reinforced their belief in the importance of collaboration and understanding. The starbound expedition transformed into a journey of discovery and cooperation. They established contact with new civilizations, sharing knowledge and resources while learning from diverse cultures. One particular planet they encountered was home to a society that had developed unique agricultural practices, thriving in harmony with nature. Nara and Liana were fascinated by their commitment to sustainability and preserving their environment. "We can learn so much from you," Nara said during a diplomatic visit. "Your practices could benefit the entire galaxy." The leaders of the planet expressed their gratitude for the Council's interest, and they began to collaborate on projects that combined their knowledge and expertise. As the expedition continued, the crew grew closer, forging friendships that transcended their differences. They shared stories, laughter, and dreams for the future, realizing that their unity was a powerful force for change. Back at the Galactic Council, news of the starbound expedition's successes spread like wildfire. Other civilizations expressed their desire to participate in future explorations, eager to join the collaborative effort. Nara and Liana recognized the momentum building and organized a grand summit to discuss the next steps. Leaders from various worlds gathered, their excitement palpable. "This is a pivotal moment for our galaxy," Nara addressed the assembly. "Our expedition has proven that together, we can achieve greatness. Let us build on this momentum and create a future where exploration and cooperation are the norm." Liana added, "We must embrace the spirit of discovery, not just for ourselves but for the generations to come. Let us commit to working together, fostering understanding and unity across all civilizations." The council members erupted in applause, inspired by the vision laid out before them. They established a framework for future collaborative expeditions, ensuring that exploration became a cornerstone of the Galactic Council's mission. As the years passed, the Galactic Council grew stronger, its influence spreading across the galaxy. The spirit of cooperation became a way of life, transcending borders and uniting civilizations in shared purpose. Nara and Liana, now seasoned leaders, stood before the council once more, reflecting on the incredible journey they had undertaken. "We have built something extraordinary," Nara said, her voice filled with pride. "Together, we have transformed a galaxy once plagued by conflict into one that thrives on unity and collaboration." Liana nodded, her eyes shining. "This is not just our legacy. It belongs to every individual who believed in the power of connection. Our future is limitless, and we must continue to nurture the bonds we've forged." With a shared sense of purpose, the Council pledged to uphold the values of understanding and empathy, ensuring that future generations would inherit a galaxy free from the shadows of conflict. As Nara and Liana gazed at the stars from their home on Astria, they knew their journey was far from over. The galaxy was vast and filled with potential, and their commitment to exploration and cooperation would guide them into the unknown. "Together, we can continue to make a difference," Nara said, her heart filled with hope. "The lessons we've learned will guide us as we navigate new challenges and opportunities." Liana smiled, her resolve unwavering. "Let us embrace the future with open hearts and minds. The journey ahead will be filled with discoveries, and together, We will create a legacy of peace. And so the story of the Galactic Council continued, a testament to the enduring spirit of unity, resilience, and hope that would echo through the ages, inspiring generations to come. As the Galactic Council's reputation grew, remnants of past conflicts resurfaced. A faction of disillusioned individuals from various worlds began to stir unrest, claiming that the Council had failed to represent their interests. Nara and Liana, aware of the potential for discord, decided to investigate these claims. They organized a forum, inviting representatives from the dissenting factions to share their grievances. During the forum, emotions ran high. A representative from a resource-rich planet spoke passionately, "We've been left behind. Our resources are exploited for the Council's gain while our people suffer." Nara listened intently, her heart heavy with the weight of their words. "I understand your frustration. It's crucial for us to address these concerns. We want to ensure that every voice is heard and valued." Liana added, "We're committed to finding solutions together. Let's work collaboratively to identify the issues and create a plan that benefits everyone." As the discussions continued, it became clear that while the Council had made strides toward unity, there were still significant gaps that needed addressing. In the weeks that followed, Nara and Liana focused on building bridges between the Council and the discontented factions. They traveled to various planets, holding town hall meetings and listening to the concerns of the citizens directly. During one visit to a mining colony, Nara was struck by the harsh conditions the workers endured. "We need to find a way to improve labor standards and ensure that everyone benefits from the resources extracted," she said, her voice firm. Liana proposed an initiative to establish cooperative management for resource-rich planets, giving local leaders a voice in decision-making processes. "We must empower communities to take charge of their own futures," she urged. The feedback from the citizens was overwhelmingly positive, and slowly, trust began to rebuild between the Council and the factions. As trust began to grow, Nara and Liana proposed reforms to the Galactic Council to increase representation. They drafted a plan to create advisory committees composed of representatives from diverse regions, ensuring that every voice was included in decision-making. During a council meeting, they presented their proposal. "We must evolve to reflect the diversity of our galaxy," Nara stated passionately. "These committees will allow us to better understand the needs of our member planets and implement meaningful changes." Liana emphasized the importance of transparency. "We need to foster an environment where concerns can be voiced without fear. Openness will strengthen our bonds." The Council deliberated and ultimately voted in favor of the reforms, marking a significant step towards inclusivity. With the new advisory committees in place, Nara and Liana reached out to neighboring star systems that had previously been hesitant to engage with the Council. They recognized the importance of building alliances to strengthen their position in the galaxy. Nara led a diplomatic mission to a technologically advanced system known as Valoria. "Your expertise in sustainable technology could benefit us all," she stated during a meeting with Valoria's leaders. "We want to collaborate and share knowledge." The Valorian leaders, intrigued by the Council's vision, agreed to participate in joint initiatives, focusing on environmental sustainability and technological innovation. Liana coordinated workshops, allowing representatives from both systems to share their advancements and collaborate on projects. "Together, we can pioneer solutions that will benefit our worlds and beyond," she said, inspiring optimism among the attendees. Just as the Council began to thrive, a new challenge emerged. A series of unexplained attacks on trade routes disrupted commerce, sowing fear among member planets. Whispers of a rogue faction began to circulate, reigniting tensions. "We cannot let this undermine the progress we've made," Nara said during a council meeting. "We must investigate these attacks and ensure the safety of our trade networks." Liana suggested forming a coalition of security forces from various planets to enhance patrols along the trade routes. "By working together, we can deter further attacks and reassure our citizens," she proposed. The council quickly mobilized, and Nara and Liana worked alongside security personnel to develop strategies for increased protection and intelligence gathering. Nara and Ryan led a covert operation to gather intelligence on the rogue faction believed to be behind the attacks. They infiltrated one of their suspected hideouts, determined to uncover the truth. As they navigated the dark corridors of the hideout, they discovered a web of deceit and manipulation. The faction was composed of individuals disillusioned by the council's reforms, believing that violence was the only way to regain power. "We have to get this information back to the council," Ryan said urgently. "If we can expose their motives, we might be able to dismantle their operations without further bloodshed. Nara nodded, her heart heavy with the realization that the Council's journey toward unity was still fragile. We need to approach this carefully. If we handle it right, we can prevent more conflict. With the intelligence gathered, Nara and Ryan returned to the Council to present their findings. During the meeting, Nara addressed the Assembly. The attacks are being orchestrated by a rogue faction fueled by fear and misinformation. They believe that violence is the only way to reclaim power. Lina chimed in, we must counter their narrative by reinforcing our commitment to inclusivity and transparency. Let's create initiatives that address the concerns of the communities they target. The Council agreed to launch a campaign, emphasizing the importance of unity and showcasing the benefits of collaboration. They aim to restore faith in the Council and counteract the rogue faction's influence. As the campaign rolled out, Nara and Lina traveled to affected regions, meeting with citizens and sharing their vision for a unified future. They held community forums, encouraging open dialogue and addressing concerns head-on. During one such forum, a once skeptical citizen stood up, I've seen the changes in my community, and I believe there's hope. We just need to keep pushing for better representation. Nara smiled, feeling the energy shift. Together, we can ensure that your voice is heard. Change is possible, and it begins with us. The campaign gained momentum, and as more citizens engaged with the Council, the rogue faction's influence waned. The Council's efforts to promote transparency and inclusivity began to bear fruit. As tensions eased, Nara, Lina, and Ryan strategized how to confront the rogue faction directly. They understood that in order to achieve lasting peace, they needed to address the root of the discontent. We must offer them a choice, Nara said during a planning session. Instead of an outright confrontation, let's invite them to a dialogue. We can show them that collaboration can lead to change. Ryan nodded. But we need to ensure our safety. We can't risk letting them retaliate if they refuse our offer. Lina suggested a two-pronged approach. We can extend the invitation for dialogue while simultaneously securing the trade routes. If they refuse, we will be prepared to protect our citizens. The Council agreed, and Nara drafted an open letter to the rogue faction, inviting them to discuss their grievances and work toward a resolution. To everyone's surprise, the rogue faction accepted the invitation for dialogue. Nara, Lina, and Ryan prepared to meet their leaders in a neutral location, understanding the risks involved. As they gathered in a dimly lit room, the atmosphere was tense. The faction leaders, hardened by their struggles, looked skeptical as they faced the Council representatives. Why should we trust you? One leader demanded, crossing his arms. You've failed us before. Nara took a deep breath, her heart racing. I understand your pain and frustration. The Council is evolving, but we need your help to create a truly inclusive galaxy. Let's work together to address the issues that matter to you. Lina added, this is an opportunity to bridge the divide. By joining forces, we can ensure that everyone has a voice in shaping our future. The leaders exchanged glances, weighing their options. The dialogue began slowly, but as the conversation unfolded, a flicker of hope ignited in the room. As the discussions progressed, Nara and Lina guided the conversation toward shared values and common goals. They acknowledged the mistakes made by the Council in the past while emphasizing their commitment to change. We want to create a future where your communities thrive, Nara said, her sincerity evident. We can learn from each other and develop solutions that benefit everyone. The rogue faction leaders began to open up about their grievances. They spoke of the struggles their communities faced and expressed a desire for empowerment rather than violence. Lina listened intently, noting their concerns. Together, we can design initiatives that provide resources and support to your communities. This is about collaboration, not control. As the meeting progressed, the atmosphere shifted from hostility to cooperation. They began to draft a plan for joint initiatives that would address the issues raised. By the end of the meeting, Nara and Lina felt a sense of cautious optimism. The rogue faction leaders agreed to participate in a joint council, where they would have a platform to voice their concerns and work collaboratively on solutions. This is just the beginning, one faction leader remarked, a hint of hope in his voice. If we can build trust, we might just change the narrative. Nara smiled, her heart swelling with gratitude. This is a significant step forward. Together, we can create a future where all voices are valued. As the rogue faction returned to their communities with a newfound sense of purpose, Nara and Lina knew that the road ahead would require patience and dedication. but they were ready to face the challenges together. With the rogue faction engaged in dialogue, the Galactic Council continued to promote inclusivity and collaboration across the galaxy. Nara and Liana organized cultural exchanges, showcasing the diversity of member civilizations. During one such event, representatives from various planets shared their traditions, art, and innovations. Nara and Liana stood proudly, watching as the crowd mingled, forging connections. "This is what we envisioned," Liana said, her eyes sparkling with joy. "A galaxy united by our differences." Nara nodded in agreement. Every culture has something valuable to contribute. By celebrating our diversity, we strengthen our unity. The Council's initiatives fostered a renewed sense of hope among citizens, reinforcing the belief that cooperation could lead to positive change. As the Galactic Council continued to grow stronger, Nara and Liana prepared for their next expedition into uncharted territories. The success of their previous missions had ignited a spirit of adventure among the member planets. "This time we'll explore new worlds and seek out civilizations that may still be hidden from us," Nara announced during a council meeting. "Let's share our mission with every corner of the galaxy." Liana chimed in, "And let's ensure that our exploratory teams represent the diversity of our council. Each culture brings unique perspectives that can enrich our understanding of the universe." Excitement filled the chamber as representatives discussed potential destinations. The council's commitment to exploration had become a symbol of hope and unity. As preparations for the expedition took shape, Nara, Liana, and Ryan assembled a diverse crew of explorers, scientists, and diplomats. Their ship, the Celestial Voyager, was equipped with the latest technology and a renewed sense of purpose. Standing at the helm, Nara addressed her crew. "This mission is about more than just discovery. It's about building relationships and fostering understanding among civilizations. Together, we can make a difference." Liana added, "Let's remember that every encounter is an opportunity to learn and grow. Our journey will not only expand our knowledge, but also strengthen the bonds between us." With their hearts filled with hope, the Celestial Voyager launched into the cosmos, ready to explore the unknown and write the next chapter of their story. As the Celestial Voyager soared through the vast expanse of space, excitement buzzed among the crew. Nara, standing at the helm with Liana beside her, gazed at the star-filled abyss. "Our mission is to seek out new civilizations, but we must also respect and learn from them," she reminded everyone during a pre-launch briefing. Liana activated the ship's holographic display, showing a star map filled with potential destinations. "We'll first head to the Zeta Quadrant, where we've detected unusual energy signatures. There could be advanced civilizations waiting to be discovered." The crew, comprised of scientists, diplomats, and engineers, prepared for the journey ahead. Each member understood the significance of their mission, driven by a shared goal of fostering unity and understanding across the galaxy. After days of travel, the Celestial Voyager arrived at the Zeta Quadrant. As they approached a vibrant planet teeming with life, Nara felt a thrill of anticipation. "Prepare for descent," she ordered. "Let's make our first contact with the inhabitants." As the ship landed on the lush surface, the crew disembarked, greeted by a breathtaking landscape of bioluminescent flora and exotic fauna. The air shimmered with energy, hinting at the planet's rich resources and potential. Liana led the diplomatic team, taking a moment to breathe in the vibrant atmosphere. "Stay open-minded and respectful. We're here to learn," she advised her colleagues. As they ventured deeper into the planet's heart, they stumbled upon a group of beings, tall and ethereal, with shimmering skin and gentle expressions. Nara stepped forward, extending her hand in greeting. "We come in peace and seek to understand your world." The leader of the beings, who introduced themselves as the Lyrians, nodded, a serene smile gracing their features. "Welcome, travelers. We have been expecting you." The Lyrians welcomed the crew into their harmonious community, sharing their wisdom and knowledge of sustainable living. They demonstrated advanced agricultural techniques, using natural energy to cultivate the land without harming the environment. Nara and Liana were particularly fascinated by their methods. "Your understanding of balance with nature is remarkable," Nara said during a demonstration. "We could learn so much from you to help our worlds thrive." The Lyrian leader replied, "Knowledge is a gift best shared. If you are willing to learn, we are willing to teach." As the crew engaged with the Lyrians, bonds of friendship began to form. The cultural exchange opened new avenues of understanding, and the council members realized the potential for collaboration in areas like technology and environmental preservation. Just as the crew settled into their exchange with Illyrians, a distress signal disrupted the peaceful atmosphere. The Illyrians' monitors indicated a disturbance in their energy fields, hinting at a potential threat from a nearby mining colony. Nara and Lyanna exchanged worried glances. "We need to investigate this," Nara said firmly. "If there's a conflict brewing, we must ensure it doesn't escalate." Lyanna agreed. "Let's gather a team and assess the situation. We must approach this delicately to avoid misunderstanding." The crew assembled, and the Celestial Voyager was prepared for another journey, this time to the neighboring mining colony where tensions were reported. Upon arrival at the mining colony, the atmosphere was tense. The miners, a rugged and determined group, were upset about the Lyrians' sustainable practices, fearing that the Council's initiatives might restrict their operations. Nara stepped forward, raising her hands in a gesture of peace. "We are here to understand your concerns. We want to find a solution that benefits both your colony and the Lyrians." A miner, visibly frustrated, shouted, "They want to shut us down. Our livelihoods depend on these mines." Lyanna intervened, her voice steady. "We're not here to take away your work, but to find a balance. Collaboration could lead to more sustainable practices that benefit both communities." After a heated discussion, the miners agreed to a meeting with Illyrians to address their concerns and explore possibilities for cooperation. In a joint meeting held in the heart of the mining colony, Nara and Lyanna facilitated the discussion between the miners and the Lyrians. The tension was palpable as both sides aired their grievances. The Lyrian leader expressed concern about environmental impact, while the miners voiced their fears of losing their livelihoods. Nara listened carefully, seeking common ground. "What if we create a joint task force?" Nara suggested. "This group could explore sustainable mining practices that protect the environment while allowing you to continue your work." The miners and Lyrians exchanged skeptical glances, but the idea sparked a glimmer of hope. They began to brainstorm ideas, with both sides contributing insights and suggestions. As discussions progressed, Nara and Lyanna encouraged collaboration, emphasizing the importance of compromise. Slowly, the atmosphere shifted from confrontation to cooperation. After several hours of dialogue, they reached an agreement. The miners would implement new practices that would reduce environmental impact, while the Lyrians would share their knowledge and support the miners in the transition. The miners, initially resistant, began to see the benefits of working together. "If we can find a way to innovate, maybe we can create new opportunities," one miner admitted. Nara smiled, feeling a sense of accomplishment. "This is a step toward a brighter future for both our communities." To commemorate the newly formed alliance, the Lyrians invited the miners to a celebration. The event showcased both cultures, with vibrant music, dance, and culinary delights from each civilization. As the festivities unfolded, Nara and Lyanna watched as the two groups mingled, sharing laughter and stories. The atmosphere buzzed with hope and newfound camaraderie. "This is what we aimed for," Lyanna said, her eyes sparkling with joy. "A true exchange of culture and understanding." Nara nodded in agreement, her heart swelling with pride. "Together, we're creating a legacy that can inspire future generations." With the alliance solidified, Nara and Lyanna prepared to return to the Galactic Council to share the success of their mission. They understood that their experiences with Illyrians and miners would serve as a model for future interactions with other civilizations. As the Celestial Voyager lifted off from the vibrant planet, Nara gazed out at the stars, reflecting on their journey. "We've come so far, but there's still much to explore," she said, determination in her voice. Lyanna smiled, her enthusiasm contagious. "The galaxy is vast and full of potential. We'll continue to seek out new alliances and foster understanding wherever we go." Upon their return to the Galactic Council, Nara and Lyanna were greeted with enthusiasm. They shared the stories of their journey, detailing the alliance formed between the Lyrians and the miners. "The cooperation we fostered is a testament to the power of dialogue," Nara stated during the council meeting. "We can replicate this model with other civilizations to promote peace and understanding." Lyanna emphasized the importance of ongoing education and cultural exchange. "Let's not stop here. We can create programs that allow more citizens from different worlds to interact and learn from each other." The council members applauded their efforts, inspired by the possibilities for future collaborations. Buoyed by their success, Nara and Lyanna proposed expanding the Galactic Council's reach to include more diverse planets and cultures. They aim to create a network of councils that could facilitate ongoing dialogue and collaboration. By creating regional councils, we can ensure that every voice is heard and local issues are addressed more effectively, Nara explained. The council unanimously agreed, recognizing the potential for growth and unity. With renewed energy, Nara and Liana set out to establish these regional councils, paving the way for a more inclusive galaxy. As Nara and Liana embarked on their next mission, they felt a sense of purpose guiding them. With each new encounter, they were not only exploring the galaxy, but also shaping a future filled with hope and collaboration. Together, we'll continue to break down barriers and build bridges, Liana said, determination in her voice. The stars await, and our journey has just begun. With the crew of the Celestial Voyager united in their mission, they set off into the cosmos, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead, knowing that together, they could overcome anything. Absolutely. Let's continue the journey of Nara, Liana, and the crew of the Celestial Voyager as they explore new worlds and tackle fresh challenges. As the Celestial Voyager sailed through the uncharted regions of the galaxy, the crew received a distress signal emanating from a nearby asteroid field. The message was faint, but it carried an urgent plea for help. Captain, we're picking up a distress signal from a mining ship, the Stellar Miner, reported Jackson, the ship's communications officer. They're trapped in the asteroid field and need immediate assistance. Nara's eyes narrowed with concern. Set a course for the signal's origin. Let's see what we can do to help. Liana joined her at the helm. We'll need to navigate carefully. Asteroid fields can be treacherous, especially for a ship in distress. The Celestial Voyager approached the asteroid field cautiously, maneuvering through the floating debris with precision. Nara's focus was unwavering as she piloted the ship closer to the distressed vessel. There it is. Liana pointed as the battered Stellar Miner came into view, its hull riddled with dents and scorch marks. Prepare to send a boarding party, Nara ordered. We'll need to assess the situation and see how we can get them out of here. As Nara, Liana, and a small team boarded the Stellar Miner, they were met with a scene of chaos. The ship's crew was frantically trying to stabilize their systems. Who are you? A disheveled man shouted, his voice laced with panic. We don't have time for visitors. We're about to lose life support. We're here to help, Nara replied calmly. What's the status of your ship? One of the crew members, a woman named Mira, stepped forward. We were caught in a gravitational pull from the larger asteroids. Our engines are damaged, and we can't maneuver. We need to recalibrate our systems or we'll be trapped here for good. Understanding the urgency of the situation, Nara quickly assessed the ship's engineering room. Liana, can you assist with the diagnostics? I'll check the engine systems. Liana nodded and joined Mira as they worked side by side, frantically recalibrating the control panels. We can reroute some power from the life support to boost engine output temporarily, Liana suggested. Meanwhile, Nara examined the engine. If we can stabilize the thrusters, we can push away from the asteroid's pull long enough to get you to safety. Just as they started making progress, the asteroid field began to shift. A large asteroid broke free, careening toward the Stellar Miner. Alarms blared as the crew scrambled to react. Get to the bridge. We need to brace for impact, Nara shouted, racing back to the control room. With seconds to spare, the Celestial Voyager fired its thrusters, positioning itself between the incoming asteroid and the Stellar Miner. The asteroid collided with the Celestial Voyager, jolting everyone aboard. Nara gripped the controls tightly, her focus intense as she fought to keep the Celestial Voyager steady. Liana, how's the Stellar Miner holding up? She called over the comms. We're still stable, but we need to act fast. Liana responded. If we don't get the engines running soon, we'll all be trapped. Nara took a deep breath, channeling her determination. Let's work together. Liana, you and Mira focus on getting the engines up. I'll hold the Celestial Voyager steady for as long as I can. As the crew of the Stellar Miner worked diligently, Nara found herself connecting with Mira, who shared her own story. We took this job to provide for our families, Mira explained, sweat glistening on her brow. I didn't expect it to end like this. Nara understood the weight of that burden. We've all made sacrifices to follow our dreams, but we can't give up now. We're in this together. Mira nodded, renewed determination in her eyes. You're right. Let's do this. With time running out, Lina and Mira made a crucial breakthrough. We've got the engines stabilizing. Lioness shouted, her voice filled with excitement. If we can just get enough power. Boost the thrusters. Nara called out. I'll create a clear path. As the celestial Voyager held its position, the crew of the stellar miner worked feverishly to reroute power, the tension in the air palpable. With a final surge of energy, the engines roared to life. The stellar miner lurched forward, breaking free from the asteroid field's grip. The crew erupted in cheers as they regained control. Nara exhaled, relief washing over her. You did it. Now let's get you to safety. As the stellar miner and the celestial Voyager maneuvered out of the asteroid field, the crew shared a moment of triumph. They had faced danger together and emerged stronger. Once they reached a safe distance, the crew of the stellar miner expressed their gratitude. We couldn't have done it without you, Mira said, her eyes shining with appreciation. If you ever need anything, just call us. Nara smiled. We're all part of this galaxy together. Let's stay connected and support one another. As the celestial Voyager departed, Nara and Liana felt a renewed sense of purpose. They were not just explorers. They were forging alliances and helping those in need. As they continued their journey, a new challenge loomed on the horizon. Liana noticed irregularities in the ship sensors. Captain, we're picking up strange readings ahead. It looks like a massive energy surge. Nara's heart raced. Could it be a new civilization or something more dangerous? We should investigate, Liana suggested. But we need to be cautious. The celestial Voyager approached the source of the energy surge, revealing a massive ship cloaked in darkness. This doesn't feel right, Nara murmured, unease creeping into her gut. Suddenly, the dark ship activated, and a chilling voice echoed through the comms. You have trespassed into forbidden territory. Leave immediately, or face the consequences. Nara exchanged a worried glance with Liana. We can't turn back now. We need to understand who they are. Determined to make contact, Nara responded, We come in peace. We seek knowledge and understanding. What is your purpose in this sector? Silence hung heavy in the air before the voice returned, more insistent. You know not what you seek. Turn back, or you will regret your curiosity. Nara's resolve hardened. We will not turn back. We will seek to understand, no matter the risk. Suddenly, the dark ship unleashed a barrage of energy blasts, striking the celestial Voyager and causing alarms to blare. Shields up, Nara commanded, gripping the controls as the ship rocked. Return fire if necessary, but focus on evasion. The crew scrambled to defend their ship, weaving through the onslaught of attacks while trying to establish a tactical response. Lina's fingers flew over the controls, analyzing the enemy ship's movements. They're predictable. If we can time our maneuvers, we can outsmart them. Nara nodded, formulating a plan. Let's use their own momentum against them. Prepare to execute evasive maneuvers on my mark. As they danced through the battlefield, Nara felt a rush of adrenaline. They were not just defending. They were proving their strength and ingenuity. Just as the tide seemed to turn in their favor, the enemy ship unleashed a powerful shockwave, throwing the celestial Voyager off balance. Nara fought to regain control, but the damage was severe. We're losing power in the aft engines. Jackson shouted, panic creeping into his voice. Lina's expression was grim. We need to stabilize quickly, or we'll be sitting ducks. In the midst of the chaos, a third ship emerged from the shadows, firing upon the dark vessel. This is Captain Terran of the Starhawk. You are not alone, echoed through the comms. Nara's eyes widened in surprise. Another ally. Terran's ship moved with precision, drawing the attention of the dark vessel. Focus on repairs while I keep them occupied, he urged. With renewed hope, Nara and her crew scrambled to stabilize the celestial Voyager. Let's work together. Lina shouted, rallying the crew. With Terran's ship diverting fire, the crew worked tirelessly to restore their systems. Almost there. Mira called out, determination etched on her face. As the celestial Voyager came back online, Nara felt a surge of adrenaline. Now let's show them what we're made of. With both ships now working in tandem, they executed a coordinated attack against the dark vessel. Energy beams and missiles flew, illuminating the void of space. Nara led the charge, her heart pounding in sync with the ship's rhythm. Stay focused, everyone. We can do this. As the battle raged, Nara caught a glimpse of the enemy ship's weak point. Aim for that energy core, she shouted. It's now or never. With a final decisive strike, the combined firepower of the Celestial Voyager and the Starhawk shattered the enemy ship's energy core, causing it to explode in a brilliant flash of light. Cheers erupted aboard the Celestial Voyager as they witnessed the dark ship's demise. "We did it!" Lina exclaimed, relief flooding her voice. Nara took a moment to breathe in the victory, her heart swelling with pride for her crew and their new ally. Together, we stood strong against the darkness. As the Starhawk approached, Captain Terran hailed them. "You fought bravely. Would you like to join us for a debriefing? There's much to discuss about the threat we just faced." Nara nodded, grateful for the chance to forge a new alliance. "Absolutely. We'd be honored to collaborate."